Hey, rad cats and cool kitties. My name is Lenny Graves, and I'm going to take just a second and see if some folks want to join my stream. What we're going to do tonight is, well, I'm going to light an incense real quick. We're going to see if any people want to hop on in before I get started talking. So I'm not just talking to the universe. This will be recorded. It'll be left up on Facebook and YouTube. So, it's a timeless reading. Whenever you find it, you find it. Hopefully you'll be joining with me live tonight. And what we're going to do is normally on the weekends, I do some readings, and I base them on astrology. I do signs, and I've been doing it for TikTok. But this weekend I had some technical difficulties, and I couldn't do any recordings on Saturday. All the stuff I tried to record, it just ended up skipping and stuff like that. So what I decided to do was, I haven't done a live yet, so this is kind of new for me. But I decided, I was watching Sunday, Ramblin' Mike. He's another tarot card reader that I like. I'm a poet, I didn't know it. And what he likes to do is he likes to play some tarot on Sundays, right? And what he does is he basically goes around the Zodiac wheel, and he does a brief tarot reading for each sign as they come up. I thought I'd do something kind of similar tonight, and put that up for people who wanted a Zodiac reading this week. We're going to start with the Aries because they're the first in the Zodiac, and as I've said earlier, they wouldn't wait. And then we'll just, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, so on and so forth, right up down to the Pisces, and they'll just sit there quietly at the back until it's their turn because they're Pisces. But if you want to come back later and look for your time, or if you just want to hang out and cross watch, remember you can use astrology for your sun, your rising, and your moon sign as well. So don't just limit yourself to like maybe you have a Scorpio moon and a Libra rising or something of that nature. But we will go ahead and give it just one more minute. And again, we're going to start with Aries, and I will pull a card and give you a little bit of a brief how the card works in relation with your reading, and how tarot and astrology kind of combine, if that makes sense. Also, if you've been following me, you'll know that I've been growing my own happy plants. So forgive me if we go ahead and just start up. So that's how we like to start our reading. We like to get into that shamanistic spirit. And let's go ahead and start with the first sign of the Zodiac. We're going to start with the Aries. And let's go ahead, and I have this set up as the Aries. And the deck I'm going to use for each sign tonight as we go through them, because each sign has a corresponding tarot card of the major arcana, is from the... Do I have it out here? I think I do. I think I do have the box on my desk. Is from the Tarot. This is not the best light for the Tarot. It's very cool. It's only the major arcana, but it's got some really cool art and imagery with it. So first we're going to do the Aries, and the Aries is represented in the deck by the Emperor, and you can actually see usually some Aries imagery in most tarot cards. Here you have the ram at Dracula's throne. It's got Dracula's drinking his wine, and just kind of like the Emperor, and that's that Aries energy. It's the full-on hard-charging energies, like, kind of command the world. Leos want to be the rulers of the Zodiac, but at the end of the day, it's the Aries that are. And that's because they have that hard-charging, just fire nature, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to see what's coming up in the winds for our Aries. And again, this can be for sun, moon, rising. It does not matter if it's one of those three. And I don't want to lose that card yet. Not quite. A couple more shuffles. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope well. Hope you're having a good week so far. We made it to Odin's Day. Or Woden's Day, if you prefer. All right, so the first card is the Page of Pentacles. And then we got it followed up with the Knight of Swords inverted. And then we have the Ace of Wands. All right. So coming up for you this week, Aries, is you might have some new ideas coming in with money. Somebody might come in with a new opportunity that's related to money. This person might very well be an earth sign. You might have some trouble communicating with them, and you got to work on that. If you want to unblock that energy, then it should move fairly quickly. You'll come into the Ace of Wands energy, which is this new creative idea, which kind of vibes with your own fire energy, right? So what I would advise you to do this week is look for... It's not so much like love or family or anything like this. This is more materialistic is the vibe I'm getting. But what I want you to do is just keep a lookout for like somebody with like maybe a fresh new business idea or something of an earthy nature, right? And maybe they're not completely approachable at first. try to talk to them a little bit, try to unblock that, and get there. And they'll have like a creative idea. And I'm going to pull one more card. And you're going to have to work on it. But that creative idea is going to lead you into a better... I pulled the 5 of Wands. You got to struggle a little bit to work on it. But they got a good idea, and you really want to pull it out. Because when you do, you'll end up like... you'll come into better energy, but you do have to work on it. And again, it's really materialistic. I don't know if it's a job opportunity. I don't know if it's an investment, but be on the lookout, or maybe even like a really good deal or something like that. Again, that's just what that is. Again, it's not probably the most romantic or exotic reading, but you're going to run across somebody again, probably if you can get their sign, if they're going to be like a Capricorn or a Taurus or a Virgo. And, they're not going to be too chatty at first, but work on them. And they have a good idea. You have to struggle on that idea a little bit to get it up to where you need to be. But it might bring you in some money. It might be bringing in some success. It's some kind of material success. And it doesn't necessarily have to be money. Everybody always likes to think money. And money's nice, don't get me wrong. But it could be like somebody has a new idea to like build a garden and irrigate it. That's not the best word for that. But you get what I mean. It's something creative and it, with a material grounding. Keep a look at it. And this is a timeless reading from where you find it. That's something you want to look out for the next couple of weeks. Again, it's going to be a quiet earth sign. It's got a really good idea, but you got to kind of get it out of them. You got to work on it a little bit with them. You got to talk to them. And like I said, these readings are really brief. These are like my TikTok readings. If you're interested in longer readings, like sometimes I do pick a cards and also just ask. I do personal readings and stuff like that as well. So we're going to move on. That was our Aries. That was our Emperor of the deck. So number 2 coming up is represented by the Hierophant, and this is our Taurus. I like Taurus. I'm actually born on the cusp between Taurus and Gemini, so that's really hard to beat because I have 2 minds about everything and I'm really stubborn. But the Taurus is, well, if you're a Taurus, you know this, you got that earthy home energy. Tauruses are pretty chill. Tauruses usually like to go out for tacos. And Tauruses are pretty awesome that way. But you also have that bull Minotaur energy, that Lord of the Maze thing going on. And I kind of dig it. Like I said, I got a little bit of myself. So what we're going to do, and the Hierophant in the tarot is the spiritual leader. I love this deck again, the Tarot, the Tarot Tarot, even though it's kind of a tongue twister there. They got Cthulhu. And I'm a big Lovecraft fan, so I think that's pretty awesome as the spiritual leader of the monsters. And the Hierophant is basically, he is a spiritual leader. Just like that, got that core, that warm heart. The Hierophant at its best is that kind of fatherly priesthood energy, if that makes sense. And that's kind of like the Taurus. It's not so much fatherly, masculine, or feminine, if you want to look at it that way, but it's fatherly, like home and hearth and building something there. That's just a really solid, stable energy. But let's check out what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks for my Tauruses. We know that our Aries are going to find a new opportunity with someone who might very well be a Taurus. And they're going to go out and make a bunch of money, be rock stars and pimps and all that kind of good stuff. So let's see what's coming up for you this week. Okay, so first of all, we got the 4 of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Cups upside down, and then the Ace of Pentacles upside down. Okay, so Taurus, you're being a tightwad. Quit holding on to your money so tightly. Or, somebody can't, oh, sorry, it's the spirits. They're mad at me because it's the energy of Taurus is, how dare you. No, Taurus says you're clinging on to material stuff too well. Quit, don't worry about it. Let it go. Because what this is doing is this is keeping you from a possible love that you're going to find. You got some Ace of Cups here. This is some really good emotional stuff that's happening, right? So, don't go splurge. Get the guacamole on the tacos for this person. Because when you do, that's going to unblock this Ace of Pentacles too. Now, sometimes people think that the Ace of Pentacles is material, and I kind of think of that, but I also think I like the Ace of Pentacles sometimes this way, is it's a very solid thing, right? It's like a seed. So you're planting the seed of something, and you're going to plant that seed with the Ace of Pentacles, and you're going to water it with the Ace of Cups, and you're going to stop being a tightwad. You're going to have a good time with this person, and let's pull a card and see what happens. You're the High Priestess. You could have spiritual. It's going to be copacetic. It's going to be the best relationship in the world. And I don't know about that, but you could have a really good time. But you got to open yourself to it. And don't be so grounded in the physical that you don't see the heart. Taurus. You know what I mean. Don't do it. Don't do it. Go find that. Look at the Aries. They're just making money. You're going to find a new lover. They got the boring reading. They're sitting there at the back. Oh, Jesus. You've got the love. You got the cool thing coming up. So go out and get it. Spend some money. Have a good time with it, okay? All right. All right. We're moving on. Again, these are shorter readings. Thank you very much for liking and watching. I appreciate it. You guys were wonderful, my dark and lovely souls. Let's head on down to my favorite sign, the best sign that there is, represented by, speaking of lovers, Taurus, the lovers, because they're so awesome. There's these two naked people. I dig them. This chick's hanging out with the snake. She's using it as a bra and a pair of underwear. And this guy's using a burning bush as his loincloth. I never noticed that before. Volcanoes shooting at death, the moon's falling. This is a pretty cool card. It's a really good relationship these people have, just like the calm and non-turbulent nature of the Gemini. If you know a Gemini, I was being facetious. I myself am a Gemini, and I love being a Gemini. Every Gemini will tell you that they love being a Gemini, and they will talk about it. You might know a Gemini as a person who just kind of sit talking for himself for an hour while he's playing with a deck of cards. Just Geminis are that kind of people, right? We're chatty, we're fun. And you know that, Gemini. So let's see what we can see for my Geminis this week or next week. Again, this is a couple weeks from the time you find this reading. Again, I'm going to leave this reading up on Facebook. I'm going to leave this reading up on YouTube until the end of time, until society collapses and it all just burns down. Can find this reading. So when you do, it's a couple weeks from there. Unless if you've already seen this reading, you can't be going back to get the same reading twice. It doesn't work that way. And I don't know why. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, no. It's timeless from when you find it. So let's see what's up, Gemini. This week coming up, we got the Emperor. Right on. We've got the Tower upside down. That's not very cool. So we got the Knight of Wands. All right. Gemini, you're sitting right now, and everything's pretty cool, right? I hope I'm not reading for myself. I'm teasing. Everything's pretty cool right now, Gemini. You're a Gemini. You're freaking awesome. You're sitting on your throne. This is the Aries throne, and you tricked him. He's out. You're sitting there, and you're like Loki in Odin's court. You're having a good time, right? But then basically the tower's upside down here, and as Odin comes back, and he just smites you, right? It's just a bad time. Something's going to happen to you in the next week or so. But it's really awesome is you're going to come through it. And it's going to kind of like charge you up. It's going to give you a new idea, or, every Gemini is a manic depressive, obviously. So it's going to really fire you. That depressive episode, it's really just going to light up that mania you got, right? And you're going to just blaze a path into straight up Knight of Wands into Queen of Swords. That's going to be male or female. Really peak Gemini, sharp badassery, right? So you start right here. You're pretty cool. Somebody's going to knock you down a little bit. It's going to piss you off, right? But it's going to charge right the hell out of it. And it's going to make you just like this. It's going to make you awesome. It's going to make you cool. Check this lady out. She's cool. She's looking forward. She's not looking back. She's looking forward. She's got her sword ready to kick anybody's ass who was part of this tower incident that happened earlier. It's good and bad news, Gemini. Something bad's going to happen to you this week. Or next week, like I said, a couple weeks. And it doesn't have to be the end of the world. It's not going to be like Armageddon, or don't think of it like a death or something horrible like that. It just could be like, I don't know, it could be something really annoying. You might be finding out somebody that didn't really like you as much as they thought they did, or some Facebook drama or something like that. Not the end of the world, right? But it's going to fire you up somehow. It's really good at just get you going, right? It's going to piss you off a little bit. And that's going to bring out the best version of you. So in the long run, it's kind of a cool thing. So I don't know. I still think the Taurus is winning so far. They get that new lover, and you guys get a really badass. You guys get to be like Rocky. Like when Rocky got his ass kicked in Rocky 2, but then he met Apollo Creed. And he went back and he fucking kicked his ass. And that's that kind of Gemini energy that's coming on. You get the fighting fist up. That's that aggressiveness, right? So we're going to move on from the Geminis. Hope everybody's having fun. Thank you very much for commenting, liking, all that kind of stuff, and watching. I really do appreciate it. So who we have up next is the Chariot. The Chariot is the Cancer. And the reason the Chariot's associated with the Cancer is because this dude's hanging out in a chariot, and back in the day, that was the way to travel, especially in war, because it's like a tank, right? That's where the idea of tank comes from. Chariot. Well, quite the idea, yeah, it kind of is. It's an armored platform, right? So you're safe in the chariot, and you kind of just go around doing your own thing. Just like the crab is kind of, excuse me, is kind of safe in the crab energy, right? So The Chariot, what's kind of neat about like Cancers is just like the Chariot, Cancers kind of know what they want. And it's usually Cancers are very like they're home orientated. Usually Cancers are pretty sensual, and but they really usually kind of know the path that they're on, and they're also usually Cancers are kind of hard to get to. Most awesome. It's going to be well. Let's hope it is good. Cancers have that real. They kind of know what they want but they're also kind of mysterious. You have to get to a Cancer. Cancer's a water sign, right? So it's a little bit mysterious. So let's see what's going to happen this week or so. Again, probably it could be next week, it could be the week after, 2-3 weeks from the time you see it. So let's see what's going to happen with our Cancers. I'm going to make sure I shuffle because we did that in the library. I didn't shuffle well enough. And I do like the same 4 cards, and I didn't know if it was fate or just my lazy shuffling. So we'll give it just a couple more, Cancer, and see what is up. All right. First card I got is the Ace of Wands inverted. Have you been thinking about something that's kind of blocked? Okay, and then we've got Death. That's not a bad thing. Don't worry. Don't leave yet. Don't leave. And then we get the Lovers. Okay. I don't know if this is true. Again, it's general reading, if it resonates or not, but there might be somebody you kind of got to think for right now. Let it go. Let it go, because I don't think it's going to work out. And when you let it go, what it's going to do is lead you to the Lovers. That's basically what I see right now. Is I really get that single vibe. Like maybe there's somebody you're kind of interested in, right? And I mean, not everybody we're interested in always works out, right? And so the Death card's basically telling you, forget it, kill it off. Kill it off. Because when that does, that'll blossom into a relationship. That's the strongest vibe I get. This is a really strong relationship vibe I get. If it's not a relationship, let's say don't leave your husband or something. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to leave because I'm going to find a new lover because that asshole didn't wash the dishes. This could also be, Death is a good card because it moves you on. It needs to. But so this could also be an idea that you're having as well. If it's not a romantic inclination or a relationship, it could be that you've been thinking about an idea or a project or something like that, and it's maybe not going to pan out the best way, and you might want to just let that go. Think of it in another direction, and it'll bring you more into Lovers is pretty balanced. Let's go ahead and clarify with that. Again, I get real strong relationship on this because we got the 4 of Wands, and this is a lot about happy home life. Again, if it's not a relationship, if you're already in that, it's going to lead you to like some home improvements or something like that. Overall, whether it's idea, relationship, money, whatever it is, and again, I get that strong relationship vibe. Let what's going on go. Let it go, kill it off, and it's just going to blossom into this like really. It's good times. It's good times. It's good reading. Be happy. Be happy, Cancers. Be happy. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. Let us see what else is up. All right. So now we have Strength. And Strength is representing the Leos, the Sun, the Venus sign. Leos are kind of prideful, but Leos are also quite charming. Very magnetic. They kind of want to be Leos. They kind of want to be Leos. They kind of want to be Leos because Leos will tell you Leos are awesome. But they kind of want to be Aries. They kind of want to be the real leaders of the Zodiac. But they got that magnetic energy like the Sun. Leos demand attention, but much like the Sun, for the attention they demand, Leos light up the world, right? Leos can light up your world. Leos can make the grass grow on a good day, right? But they can also just burn it, scorch it to the ground. So they had good experiences with Leos, bad experiences with Leos. But Leos are fairly awesome and always unique, unforgettable people. So let's see what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks for my Leos. All righty. First card we got is the Lovers inverted. Then we've got the 4 of Wands inverted. And then we've got the 9 of Swords. And let me go ahead and I want to double check and clarify because there was the 4 of Wands before, but I gave a good shuffle. And then we're going to go to the Page of Cups. Yep. So we got the 2 of Wands followed by the Page of Cups. All right, Leo. Right now, as much as like the Cancers moving towards a good relationship, you were probably in one for a while, but that's not really as good as it used to be. And, or it kind of fell apart and you're kind of worried about it right now. And there's a lot of blockage of it with the Nine of Swords. And if you really let that go and you unblock it, because you need to look forward rather than look back, because all of your fire energy right now is just blocked, right? Because you're worried about everything, because either a partnership in a business or a relationship, something like that didn't really pan out or isn't working the way you want to. And you just can't let it go. You just keep worrying about it, right? And it's keeping you from having a happy home, and it's keeping you from looking forward. And again, I get this relationship vibe, same as the Cancer, but I'm going to get a pull that clarifying card. Yeah, with the Hierophant too. All right, so you're worried about it, but if you would let go worrying about it, then you have the Page of Cups, right? And the Page of Cups to me signifies like new love, new happiness, new emotional energies coming in, right? So from this bad place, you can go into a good place. And I'm going to clarify this in just a second. And I have the Hierophant too. And I think you really need to come into terms with like your spirituality for a minute here. And let me tell you what I mean by this. This is even like, let's say your marriage isn't going that well right now, or your relationship isn't going that well right now. You need to stop worrying about why it's not and open yourself up to the good things in it, right? And take a break from the bad and kind of embrace your more passive spiritual nature. If you're single right now and you're morose over a relationship that wasn't meant to be, let it go. Stop worrying about it. Embrace the world, grab your staff, and move forward in it. And to do that, you kind of have to now, I'm not saying go be a monk, because that wouldn't get you where you need to be, right? If you were looking for a relationship or something like that. But you have to just like say, okay, shit happens. I miss people, or I miss where I was, or I miss the way it is. But for today, I'm just going to meditate and be in the moment, and I'm going to open myself up to the universe. And when you do that, Leo, I really get this Page of Cups, and I'm drawing you a bunch of cards because you're a Leo. And yeah, and there you go. And then you get Nine of Pentacles, and this is a really good card. This is how almost quite, it's not the Ten of Cups, but it's pretty darn close. This is some success. This lady's checking. She's got a bunch of money. She's got a freaking, it's like a hawk. Peacockish hawk looking thing. It's just happy. She's having a good time, right? And that's where you're going to be too. But you've got to stop worrying about the past. Or if you're currently, like I said, again, I get really strong relationship vibes with this. If you're in a relationship right now, it's not horrible, but it's not as good as it could be. You got to let go of those parts so you can focus on the new parts of it coming in, and it'll heal itself. It'll all work itself out. That's what you want to look out for in the next couple of weeks, Leo, is don't block yourself off. Don't be worried about things. I can't talk. Don't be worried about things so much that you don't. He's like Yoda. He was never seeing where he was because he was always looking. Don't worry about stuff. Just be in the moment. You're gonna be amazed. You're gonna be amazed at stuff you see. You're blinding yourself with your own magnificence. Awesome. Okay, so next up, we have the Hermit, or as I like to know him, the Virgo. I also am quite fond of Virgos. Virgos are ruled by the planet Mercury, and Geminis are also ruled by the planet Mercury. And Mercury is kind of a mercurial planet, right? Like the Gemini. And I think it's really funny that Virgo and Gemini are both in there, because Virgos and Geminis are very different people, but they also are attracted to each other's energy, which is really weird. You'll usually see there'll be a Gemini and a Virgo, and they'll either be in a relationship and hate each other, but they can't help but being attracted to, or they'll be friends and they just try to ignore the parts of them they can't stand. I have a very good Virgo friend. She keeps files and all that kind of stuff, and I know she can't stand me because I'm flighty, but we get along wonderfully. It's just weird. Virgos have that strong earth organism energy, but it's like, I mean, Virgos are going to come after me with pitchforks and stuff like that. It's dwarven. And I don't mean that like, it's like, you know how dwarf, like the earth, but they're like carve it. They're like mine, and it's like they like forge it, right? They're that aspect of the earth energy. That's where the Virgos have that analytical, organizing need to like just have things a certain way. And it's very non-Gemini-ish from a Gemini point of view. But I also I dig Virgos are interesting. So Virgo, after that wonderful description, that wasn't very good language at all. I apologize. Let's see what's coming up. Let's see what is coming up for the Virgos. And again, thank you everybody who's sticking with me and talking and commenting. Leo rising, Virgo rising. All righty. Awesome, Tammy. So we're at the Virgo. Leo, you missed, or maybe you didn't. Really cool. And I can I'm not being able to shuffle my cards tonight. I swear this has been my week. I believe there was a pack of witches or somebody who was after me. I've angered them somehow because I've had technical issues. My cards don't like to shuffle. I don't know. I'm just teasing. I had put that on my Facebook, and I had so many wonderful people be like, well, you should do this. You should light this candle and stuff like that. I was just teasing. I don't think it's witches. I just think I'm having a bad, every a bad week. Who's having a bad week? The Aries are having this. The Cancers are having. Somebody was having a bad week. I can't remember. It was fast in my readings. I apologize. If you don't know your sun, moon, and rising, Angie, you can look that up if you want. There's little calculators on Google that will show you how to do it, or you can just message me. I'll find out for you. I have one that does it. I can't do it right now because it takes a minute, but it's not that hard. Like I said, if you Google moon sign calculator or rising sign calculator, you can just plug in your information. But if you don't want to do it, like I said, I don't mind doing it, but it's real simple. You have to know the exact time when you were born and where you were born, that kind of good stuff. But going back to my Virgo, here we go. Let's see what's up. You got the Two of Wands. We have the Page of Cups inverted, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles. All right. And I'm going to pull a clarifier on this one. And the Queen of Cups upside down. All right. Okay, Virgo, so you're looking forward in life, and you're, I think, leaving something behind. And this could be a couple different things. And this is a general reading. So forgive me if it doesn't resonate for you. I'm sorry. This seems oddly specific to me, but so here we go. So the Virgo, you're like the Virgo, like it's an alien knowledge. The Virgo. So Virgo, you're looking forward, right? But there's something behind you that you have forgotten. And I almost want to say it's something emotional because it's this Page of Cups from when you were young. Unless if you're already young, but even if you were like young, maybe from when you were like really, really young. And it's keeping you from really harvesting the best parts of yourself, your life, all the success you could actually have. And I see this by one, if you would unblock it, you would come to the Seven of Pentacles, which as you can see is kind of like, this gentleman who's grown his own. I'd like to say I think it's like a big pot plant he's growing. That's all his buds that are coming. But yeah, he's growing it, and he's reaping his harvest, right? And you could do that, but you're missing something. And also above that too, I pulled the Queen of Cups, but she was also inverted. Again, I've got some sad love vibes on the Virgo, or something from the past. Something from the past that's keeping you from your best future. This is not necessarily a relationship. This can be like maybe a project you left behind, or everybody who does tarot cards always talks about relationships or money. It doesn't always have to be like that. It's just usually that's what people want to know, and I think the universe kind of resonates that. But whatever this is, there's something in the past that you used to really like, or a person you used to really care about, or something like that, and you've blocked yourself off from them. And if you didn't do that, you would really come into your most like sensual, best, emotional Queen of Cups, happy energy, and you would grow abundance. Let me pull one more card, and just the Wheel of Fortune, and in the upright, it's kind of chance at the same time, but I also kind of look at it as a good thing, especially when it's coming to fall in this way. It just opens up the whole world to you. The Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter. It's really regal, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's blessings and abundance. So look to the past maybe to find an answer about your future, Virgo, if that makes sense. That's kind of cryptic, but you're talking like wizard stuff. You got to be cryptic from time to time. No, that's where I'm getting there. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. I get kind of relationship vibes there, like lost love in the past and stuff like that. It's like a sad song, and that keeps happening to me. Maybe that's a sign. Let's take that as one that it was. Past and forgotten love or something like that. And you need to go ahead and grab that again because it's keeping you from being the happiest version of yourself that you can be. All right. What do we have next? Now we have Judgment. And Judgment is weighed by the scales, and the scales are represented by Libras. Libras are a fellow air sign. I love Libras. Libras are very balancing to that Mercurial Gemini energy as well. And I think Libras are the most amicable people. Libras are really good about when they're not flirting. They're really good at because that's not that Libra can't help but flirt. Every Libra on the planet, if you know a Libra, they're like, yeah, Libra wake up and you go to church. None Libras are going to take that and they still kind of wink on the way because that's just Libra nature. They can't help themselves and they don't even know they're doing it half the time. But they outside of that though, Libras have this very even good nature and they're fun to talk to. Usually Libras have pretty cool facts and interesting little tidbits and stuff like that they like to pick up. And they just are usually, Libra's like your fun friend that has like a cool craft or something like that that either post pictures of. Like, do you remember, like, I don't even think people do Pinterest anymore. Your Libra friend would be the one who invented salad jar salads. That's a Libra thing. All right, that makes sense. Or maybe a Taurus would do that, but it's that kind of crafty thing. All right, so we're going to pull some cards for some Leos, and I really want to give this a good shuffle because we've been doing a bunch, and I want to make sure it's not my poor shuffling rather than fake because we've had page cards. But I believe in cards meant to be drawn. A card is meant to be drawn. In fact, one of the creepiest things that happens to me as a tarot card reader is most of the time I do my readings, I just tape them and then I put them up later. And sometimes there'll be a sound issue or one of my bastard cats will decide that he wants to jump on the table or something like that, so I have to stop it and redo it. A lot of the times I will get, I mean, like more times than not, it's creepy. It's enough to bother me. The same cards will pretty much come up again and again. So when the tarot card wants you to know something, the tarot cards want you to know something. That's just the way it is. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and give this just a couple more shuffles for my Libras. I also remember the M&M commercial. I'm a little, Lenny Graves is a strange person. I remember odd stuff. There's an M&M commercial where one M&M's trying to hit on some actress and his buddy's not behind the couch and he's like, what's your sign? And his buddy from behind the couch, Libra. I'm sorry, it's stupid, but I think it's pretty cool. So Libras, one more shuffle. Let's see what's coming up in the next couple of weeks for you already. So here we go. We got the Three of Wands. We got the Five of Swords. And we got the Moon inverted. So let's pull one more card to clarify that. We've got the Queen of Swords. All right, so that makes a lot of sense. And if the Queen of Swords is inverted, I apologize. So Three of Wands, you're looking to move forward on something. You're looking to leave behind something because this is a good thing for you. There's something, though, this Moon card in front of me is saying that there's something that you're not seeing in your process moving forward. You want to be careful for it. It's a good thing to move forward because you're going to come into your Queen of Swords energy, especially when I draw this on an air sign. This is definitely you, Libra. This is where you're going to end up being, and the Queen of Swords is a very good card. I always say the Libra, and especially after, okay, so check this out with the Queen of Swords. I don't think I explained some of the earlier parts of the readings that I've done tonight because the Queen of Swords come up before. And the Queen of Swords is basically, I like the best way that I remember in my head is gnosis through wisdom through adversity. This is that illusion. Something fucked up is kind of going to happen. Something you haven't seen is going to throw you for a curve. But when it does, you're going to get through it. And it's when you're leaving this other thing. See, you're going from one thing to another thing. And as you're doing it, you're taking what you need and moving on. And I know thank you for your psychic abilities, Lenny Graves. You're going from one thing to the next. Not specific. I find keys. Like look over there or something. But that's what's happening. This could be so many different things. This could be so many different things that a person, like I said, this is on the internet. So there's a lot of different people. It could be a relationship, a job, a friendship, project, whatever. As you're moving forward from it, you're going to run into like an obstacle, but once you get past it, you're the better for it. You're stronger, wiser, you have a better energy, and you're going to have difficulty making a decision. But then Justice is blocked. Let me pull one more card. Ace of Pentacles. You have difficulty making a decision that comes back to the original reason why, but when you do, like this, I get a really strong career vibe more than anything else. That sounded muddled. I apologize. So this is a difficult one. So as you're moving forward, you're going to get better. It's going to make you tougher, right? But then you're going to have trouble. And what I think it is you're going to be looking back to where you were. Where you were is not where you need to be. And you're going to realize that because it just never worked out for you. You didn't feel right. The justice inverted in that is you. And it's just wrong for you at this. It just doesn't work. And the reason I'm calling is just because of scales. But what I'm saying is, what you want to do is you want to move forward. And I'm sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. You want to move forward, and once you do, that will plant that seed, and then you're going to be good to go. And as the scales reflect that, where you have been has not been the place for you, and so you got to move on from that place. And then once you get into that energy, I am sorry, that just kind of threw me with that. That was a difficult read for me because it's kind of like, so you were in one place and it sucks, but then you get better. Then it kind of sucks again, but then in the long term, you realize that's where you needed to be, and you plant something really good, and that works out, and you'll look back and go, okay, so that's where I should have been from the get-go. This would be more of one of those reads that I would want to pull a bunch of cards and take more time with, because that's oddly specific and kind of weird, but I think that's what that is. So, all right, Libras. I figured that would be a little bit simpler than it was, but that's all right too. I think I said earlier, judgment on a Libra, but when it's justice. Anyway, so we're going to move on from our Libras to our Scorpios. And let's see what's up. Again, that Libra reading threw me for a minute. I'm going to collect myself. I'm going to just take a moment, shuffle the cards, get that psychiatry. It's not a word, but it should be. Into zone. So let's see what's up, Scorpios. Scorpios are represented by the Death card, and that's because Scorpios are pure evil. No, I'm kidding. Scorpios are awesome. Scorpios give off the badass vibe really well, and but they're not. See, it's like a scorpion. A scorpion looks like a badass on the outside, right? He's got these big pinchers and got a poisonous tail and all this kind of stuff. But underneath the armor, kind of like the Cancer, it's like crab. He's really soft. It's a water sign. It's emotional. It's a big softy. Scorpios just won't tell you about it. Scorpios like music a lot. When they get upset, they'll listen to like a record and stuff like that. And I would say they're probably the most mysterious and dark. Like if this water signs are like there'd be the stormy water, right? If that makes sense, which yeah, sure it does. And so they have that mysteriousness, that darkness associated with them, so they get Death a lot too. But Death is a really good card because Death is all about transition and new beginnings. I think that comes with this spiritualistic. Our modern society isn't spiritualistic at all. It's very atheistic. It's very, this is the end and stuff like that. So Death always has just like really grim. People think that death is just like one stage to the next, and death can be a lot of different things. In the tarot, it doesn't mean a physical death per se. Just death requires change, right? So let's go ahead and pull 3 cards really quick. First card we've got is the 3 of Hearts. The second card we have is the Knight of Cups. And did I say 3 hearts? I apologize, 3 swords. Then we have the Knight of Cups. And then finally, we have the 9 of Swords inverted. And I'm going to pull one more card. We have Judgment inverted. All righty. Okay, so Scorpio, this is kind of sad. In the next couple of weeks, you're going to go through some heartbreak that was based on some love that you thought was going to be, right? And it really makes you worry because there was nothing you could do about it. It's just not going to work out. And it just really genuinely bothers you. When you and what that's doing is we've got Judgment upside down. It's blocking this energy. It's blocking this resurrection of yourself and this like where you could be. I think you're already probably struggling in a relationship or a career or something like that. And I really get relationship because there's a lot of cup energy tonight. Tonight's about relationships. And you're worried, and it's just like, it reminds me, it's like that Concrete Blonde song, Joe. Just move on because it's never going to be what you want it to be, and it's keeping you. Judgment is traditionally, when the tarot was, when the deck was done, it was much more Christian nation, right? And Judgment's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's like hallelujah, the dead are rising up from the grave and stuff like that. You could be, and again, because Scorpios have that musical soul, and you got the angel blowing his trumpet and everybody's dancing and stuff like that. You'd be dancing again. You'd be living again and all that kind of good stuff. But you're hung up on heartbreak and pain and the past. And that is such a Scorpio thing to sit there all like you're in The Crow or something on a gravestone crying, being morose, looking cool. So I hate Scorpios being all tragic. Tragically hip. Stop doing it. Be happy. Let that old energy go. And it doesn't necessarily, again, have to be a relationship, though. Tonight, I am getting super relationship vibes as I'm pulling. It could be a job opportunity. Again, it could be a friendship. It could be a lot of things, but kind of let it go. All right. So next, we got Temperance. Temperance are my Sagittariuses, which I'm not really sure why they get Temperance as the card, because Temperance is all about, being temperate, and Sagittarius aren't temperate at all. They shoot their arrows from their centaur monsterishness, usually on fire, just right where they need to be. Sagittarius is usually have brilliant personalities, are quite funny, quite charming. I think the most charming of the fire signs, maybe. Even though like Leos and Aries kind of demand your attention, but Sagittarius do it in their own way. Let's find out what's up for the Sagittari this week. Let's see what's going to happen for them. And I hope everyone is still having fun. I am so happy I have viewers. I was expecting to be talking to myself most of the evening. I am saying Scorpios are kind of emo. I'm seeing that you would see like more Scorpios at Hot Topic than you might see non-Scorpios. Like, I'm trying to think like who you wouldn't really find at the Hot Topic. You actually find all the signs at the Hot Topic, but the Scorpios are going to be there more, and they're really going to probably have the cooler band shirts on that nobody else actually listens to, but they just pretend they do, because it's like some obscure German death metal band with their logo you can't read. It's that kind of deep Scorpio emo. But let's see what's up for our Sagittariuses. Alrighty, we got the Fool inverted. We got the Nine of Cups inverted. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. And let's pull one more to clarify. And that is the Six of Swords. Alrighty, so you are not letting yourself get out there, Sagittarius. You need to be the Fool, and you're not. You're keeping yourself blocked. And I like the Fool. Fool's one of my favorite cards, because the Fool don't give a shit. He's just getting out there and doing what his thing is. You'll never be perfect in life. Life will never be the way it should be. There will always be mishaps and fuck-ups and all those kind of wonderful things. But the Fool does not give a shit. He has his little dog. You can name him whatever you want. He has this bag of, I'd like to think, is some sweet dope. What's his other thing? He's holding flowers and shit in the sunset. He's going to fall off a cliff. You don't care. He's having a good day. You not being this is keeping you from the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is considered like, this is the best card in tarot. And a lot of people will tell you because it's just happy. You're just freaking happy. Look how happy this guy is. He's freaking happy. He's got a throne. He's got 9 cups. He's got this big frou-frou hat. Now this is really symbolized with just happy emotional fulfillment. And Sagittarius, what I'm thinking is like you are like a Sagittarius, in you're a centaur, for Christ's sakes. You need to get out there. You need to run free, right? That's your nature. Don't keep yourself cloistered. When you do this too, you're going to be so happy. It's going to radiate off of you like the firing of your Sagittarius bow. It's going to that's going to be your goodwill at people, right? It is, because you're going to have that abundant energy, and you're going to have moved past all of this, and you're just going to be happy. You're going to be abundant and happy. But right now, what I get the sense of is somewhere out there is a Sagittarius that's kind of stuck in their house or stuck in themselves, and they're not being the best version of themselves. They're not going out and having adventures and stuff like that, and it's quenching their fire. It's not letting them be who they need to be, and you need to get out and go be it. And you need to do that in the next couple of weeks. You're going to have an opportunity or something of that nature is going to come along, and it is just going to make. You just need to get out and live life. That's what I'm getting, Sagittarius. Go out and live your life, son. I don't know if anything well, it is. You're just going to be happy. And the wish fulfillment, I don't even think really necessarily has to be related to like happily ever after. Like, there's no such thing as happily ever after. There never will be. Shit always happens, right? Even if you live a perfect life. Like, I always tell people no relationship ends well, because you either leave somebody or they die, right? Either way, that sucks. There is no happily ever after. You just have to be happy in the moment. happily, like Jimmy Buffett said, happily ever after every now and then. Some days there's a good day. It's a good day. Let yourself have a good day. It does not have to be. I still can't shuffle my cards tonight. It doesn't have to be the whole rest of your life. It can just be a day. So we are now coming to the devil, the Capricorn. I don't know why the devil gets the Capricorn. I'll have to look at that. Because most Capricorns I know are like the sweetest people. They really are. They're very giving. They're very homeward orientated. All that kind of good stuff. But they get the devil card, which it's a cool card. I dig it. I mean, I'm kind of an evil person myself. The devil looks awesome. There's naked people on it. It's one of my favorite cards, to be completely honest with you. But it usually represents, bondage, vice, and temperance and stuff like that. But I don't know. Just in my opinion, Capricorns are usually pretty sweet. Maybe, and very giving too. If your Capricorn likes you, you will get a present. To say that, and then like to take care of they got that earth sign energy. Well, yes, that's dysfunctional enlightenment. Thank you very much. You can check that out. Thank you for your comments, sir. So, what's coming up? And this is for the next 2 or 3 weeks, my Capricorns. If I can make my card shuffle, try one more time. And I'm glad we're almost through because I live in Arizona. It's a little hot. And I don't want you guys to see me sweat. I think I'll be nervous. Alrighty, so first we got the Knight of Wands. This is a good thing. Then we've got the Four of Pentacles inverted, and we've got the Three of Wands. Finally, we've got the Hermit inverted. Alrighty, so what we're looking at is Capricorn, you're going to be moving forward in life and you're going to be quite successful. With the Three of Wands has you looking forward towards it, and the Knight of Wands has that moving forward. You're going to be in a position, though, probably for the next couple weeks that again, this came up earlier. It's probably because the economy is kind of bad right now. Again, this reading's timeless. We found it 10 years from now and the economy is amazing or whatever, or maybe the whole world's burned down. It's apocalypse, but then you'd be watching tarot card readings. Anyway, let that go. Don't be overly frugal this week. Don't be like, you don't have to be like a super big spender or anything like that, but you don't have to be overly frugal. And don't spend too much time in the house over the next couple of weeks. I mean, you don't have to go outside every day, but if there's a day that maybe you were supposed to go do something and you're like, fuck that, I don't want to go and smoke a little bit. So you get right nowhere in those days, you don't want to go anywhere. You should go. I think when you do, that's going to lead you to a path looking forward. It's creative success is what I'm getting. Let me pull one more card. That Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this is going to be like a successful new business venture. You're going to go like maybe one day you're going to be like, yeah, fuck it, I want to stay home. But instead you go out, maybe you're at lunch or something. You meet somebody, you start talking, and this guy starts a widget factory or something. It doesn't matter. It could be a lot of different things, but look outward instead of inward for success the next couple of weeks, Capricorn, and it will lead you to a good place. Let's move on, Capricorns. I hope that resonated a little bit for you. Now, we've had the Gemini earlier. When this ends, we just went down the Zodiac. But Gemini's this week, I can't even remember what happened to Gemini's. It was so long ago. It was such earlier, but it seems so long. It was like 40 minutes ago. I genuinely forgot. I've done too many readings since when this reading goes down. On live, I might even go back through and timestamp it. So if you want to check. So who we're doing now, though, is the Aquarius. Aquarius is represented by what I've always found in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. The star is a beautiful card. I love it. And it is a beautiful card in other ways. And I have to ask everyone to forgive me for one moment. I have a cat. I have a cat issue. If you guys will give me just one moment, I'm going to go let my cat in because he will not stop scratching at the door until I go let him in. And I will be right back. It'll be less than like 2 minutes. Cat issues have been handled. Thank you guys for sticking with me, Aquariuses. It's a little bit of a cliffhanger. I don't like people, but I like my cats, and they know this. So they just get away with shit that other cats. And they were mangy street cats. You'd think they'd be grateful and just like say, "Hey, we'll let that man have an hour to himself." Well, hello, Jen. I am sorry. I did Aries very first in the reading. I will be done with this reading in probably, I got Aries and then Pisces, so about 10 minutes or so. And then you'll be able to start back. It's the very first reading. I just went the clock. You're Aries, you're the first person in. And I can tell you, roughly from what I remember, this week coming up, you're going to have a business opportunity come up. But you're going to have to coax it out of a non-talkative person. You're going to have to, and it's necessarily business opportunity, some kind of creative endeavor with someone who's not very talkative. You're going to have to work on it. But again, like I said, when I'm done with this reading, go ahead and check from first, and there's like 5-10 minutes. It's pretty cool. So Aquarius, let's see what's up. Oh no, we've got the Seven of Pentacles inverted. We've got the World inverted, and we've got the Empress. That's good. Oh no, and then we've got the Nine of Pentacles inverted. All right, Aquarius, my sad Aquarius. Don't be sad. Stop it. Okay, so what I'm getting right now is, my Aquarius, you are very sad. Something has not worked out for you, or you're poor. That works. That's pretty good. You're either having like, and I've been there. I've been poor enough that I couldn't order guacamole and I wanted it, so I get it. I've been hungry and not been able to have a pizza delivered. I don't know if you're quite that poor, but things maybe just aren't financially hitting where they need to be. And it's kind of like the world seems like it's against you. And that's bullshit, because you have this really Empress energy about you. And Aquarius, you be a man or woman. It doesn't matter in tarot. Empress usually represents Venus, Ishtar. It's her sensual energy about. And you're just really meant to be in your element. And I think because here we've got the thing about the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is never really a bad card per se. When it's upside down, there's either a blockage or there's a catch. This gives me, okay, so this doesn't resonate for everybody, but somebody out there who will get this reading at some point in their life, you are a kept woman. Free yourself. It's not just like that. Like, that's what it is like, or a kept man. Like, it could be kept man, kept woman, doesn't matter. You don't really feel like the things that you have are your own, and the world isn't your own because you haven't come into your energy, but you kind of have stuff, but it's not yours. And you're better than that. You have this Empress energy about you, and you should really unblock that and move on. And when you do, not only will the catch unrelease, but I think like where you're at right now, it's not the best opportunities, the best new energy that you have coming towards you. So when you let go of that and really embrace your Empress energy and get away from the place that's stifling you, or the situations that's stifling you, that's making you sad, Page of Wands, new ideas, new creative energy, if you're looking for it. The Wands are very, I like the word phallic, so you get where I'm going with that. That energy is coming to you if you want that. But yeah, right now, I don't think you're like in the best place. Like, you're either trapped in a situation, your economic situation isn't the best, but also like maybe that's causing you to be dependent on somebody that you're not very happy about, and that's holding you back. And again, this doesn't have to be a relationship. This could be like a shitty job that you're working because you have to, but you know that you need to quit and move on or something like that. But what I do get, Aquarius, is check this out. You're represented by the star, because the star's such a beautiful wish, right? It's happy. Even this lady here, who's a siren who would lure us all to our death and kill us all, she still looks pretty good. Why should be doing it? And that's what the star is, wish fulfillment, right? When you wish upon a star. And that's what you are, Aquarius, is you're like this bright, shining star in the sky. So do not let life bring you down. And do not let the cage spoil the beautiful songbird. For a horrible analogy, wasn't very good. But you get what I'm saying. Right now, I really get the feeling like you're kept either in an actual situation of being kept, or your heart's being kept, or your vision, your identity, and it's made you sad, and you need to not do that, because you'll really come into your own when you get away from it. And that's what that is. And so, oh, thank you, Jen. I really appreciate it. We're coming to last but not least, werewolf. The moon, and the moon is my Pisces. Two fish swimming. We are in the age of Pisces. Jesus kicked off that one for us. And the age of Pisces is, it's spirituality and mysticism, esotericism. Pisces are very mysterious people. My cousin is a Pisces. I've known him his whole life. I still don't fucking get him. He has that Pisces energy, right? You can know a Pisces forever, and you still don't know a Pisces. But here's something about Pisces, is they have like these really sweet hearts and these really sweet souls. And as a rule, there are evil Pisces in the world. Don't talk about that. But I swear, sometimes you got to get things out of a Pisces. They have that water sign mysteriousness. And I apologize to my water and earth signs talking tonight. I'm prejudiced myself as an air sign. I like to talk all the time. Fire signs get this. They like to eat that talk. But water signs are kind of just, sometimes you guys don't like to talk as much. And I get that, like, to be mysterious. Mysterious like the ocean is kind of mysterious. Yeah, the ocean's still mysterious. All right, I'm rambling, so we're going to go ahead. And that's really about also the moon is all about illusion and mystery. I should have told you about the tarot card that's associated with the card. The moon is all about illusion and mystery and stuff. No, that's what Pisces are about. That's what I was basically talking about, is the depth and illusion and mystery. Sometimes the moon will show you one thing, but it's not what's really there. There's something else. And sometimes the moon's like mischievous, but a lot of times the moon is like just this cool silvery, awesome light, just like Pisces. So Pisces, you got the Five of Wands, you got the Queen of Cups, and you've got the Two of Pentacles inverted, and you've got the Magician inverted. Alrighty. There's a struggle coming up for you, Pisces, and you're going to kick its ass. You're going to win in the next couple weeks. Something you've been working on, or like a promotion, or getting somebody's attention, or an art project, or whatever the heck you're doing is really going to bring you into your energy, right, Pisces? Make sure that you keep everything balanced during this time. Make sure that as you're sorry, I went out of focus there for a second. What you're struggling to do, there's a cat in the background. What you're struggling to do is, hold on, I'm going to finish this really quick. Okay, so what you're struggling to do, my cats, I've got a cat issue. Don't worry, I'm not going to pause. All right, so I'm going to finish really quick, Pisces. So you're in a struggle. It's keeping you from being the best version of yourself. When you win the struggle, it comes and you become the best version of yourself. When you do not overwhelmed. Your creative energy is going to be blocked if you don't balance yourself well. This to me says like, maybe you get a promotion at your job, right? I'm sorry, this is so rambling. Blame my cat. I have an evil black cat. Pisces, like let's say you got a promotion at your job because you work for it and you're really just being the best version of yourself, but you've let go of like you're a painter. This is general and doesn't have to be specific to you, but you get what I'm saying? Like you have like this hobby or this love. Make sure you're balancing that, like maybe your family to your career, things like that. That's what that is. Don't block your creative energy because you've gotten to like you've come into your own, like you've really like ascended to where you need to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be a career. This could be like maybe like you've got your house, like you're going to win Better Homes and Gardens, right? You don't give a fuck. But meanwhile, your family's crying over there because you're just so focused on your garden, right? Don't do that. Make sure everything's balanced. Your goals to your passions to your responsibilities, and you'll be happy. In the next few weeks, you might have difficulty with that. So keep an eye out for it, Pisces. And you know what? Like I said, most Pisces I know are the sweetest souls in the world. You're going to be able to find that. It's going to work out in the end. Just keep an eye out for it. And so we finished week thanks to the evil cats. But I wanted to thank everybody. Thank you, Angie, that you understand. I only have 2, but sometimes they feel like 13. And there's just nothing I could do. I lock them up, but they'd escape, all that kind of good stuff. I want to thank everybody for hanging out as long as you did, or if you just stopped by. I will leave this up, so if people want to, if you saw this later on, all that kind of good stuff, I hope you found your sign and you got what you needed out of it. Again, take what resonates on a reading like this. The internet's not the same as sitting down with the person reading their cards. You get a lot of different energy and a lot of different things need to be said. But I hope something out there hit a chord and you're like, okay, so in the next couple of weeks, I know what to look out for. With that, I still have mangy cats that I have to deal with. So thank you everyone for hanging out with me. I had such a good time. I think I will do this again. And I really appreciate you, my dark and lovely souls. Check me out on, I usually do most of my tarot card stuff on TikTok. Because I'm just a Gemini, real chatty. And then I'm trying to get in the habit of doing longer pick-a-card readings on YouTube, which is also at Dysfunctional Enlightenment. If you see this, if you like, follow, I appreciate it because it makes me feel like people actually want to see these. And again, thanks guys for hanging out with me. I hope you have a brilliant night, my dark and lovely souls, and I will talk to you all later. I'm gonna go.